since May, so
It's been a while.
Yeah, it's a little over 6 months. Jeez. So, have you guys? So, what's new with you guys?
Rebecca.
Go for it, Julio.
It's been crazy. It's been good. My sales have definitely went up, and ever since we talked to that the Rockstar Flipper.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's definitely. And I bought lights. I got a better lights and better pictures. So it's made a difference for sure.
Yeah, your setup in the background looks a lot more filled up since the last time I saw your.
Yeah. The last time it was just on the floor and in my living room with the sunlight. I was limited, during the day to take pictures, and so now I can take pictures whenever I want.
And you were making good sales then too, weren't you?
Yeah, it was decent. Right now I'm trying to take a lot of pictures of my older inventory because they look bad. Some of the pictures do when I first started.
Hey, Lisa, I'm going to pop out for a minute. I'll pop down here in a minute, okay?
Huh? Okay, no problem.
Bye.
Her picture. That's cute. So, Tiffany, how long you been doing this?
Well, I had a store that I ran for a long time before I went back to work. So I just started it back up in June and started doing clothing and shoes before I did mainly collectibles and antiques. So this is a whole new niche for me that I have started in. And just found you guys on Facebook, I think maybe last month or the month before. So I'm new to eBay group.
So do you listen to eBay radio or watch YouTube videos, or do you do anything to learn more? Or
I used to watch a lot of the YouTube videos, and I spend most of my time on Instagram now. I work 9-hour days with my full-time job, so a lot of it's in the evening when I'm trying to list. But I feel like I've learned a lot, and I've made a lot of changes recently that I think have helped my business. I consider it a part-time. Hopefully, with going full-time in the future, my goal is by summer. So we'll see about that. Depends on how much debt I can pay off between now and then. But I feel like it's a new niche to me, but I feel like I've learned a lot in a short period of time.
I'm sorry, I accidentally muted my computer. I meant to mute myself. So I didn't hear the last thing you said.
I just said that it's a new niche to me, but I feel like I've learned a lot and changed my business around in a short amount of time so that I'm a lot more productive with the limited amount of time I have to put towards it. And, bumping up my, how much I'm making per item so that I don't, my time is precious like everybody's is. So.
Yeah. And see, that's why I was trying to mute myself, because I say a lot. So how about you, Jason? How long you been doing this?
I've been on, firstly, okay. I've been on eBay on this account since 2010, but I've actually been doing it since about 2007. And it's been a wild ride. I mean, I got started on eBay when literally, I mean, it seemed like anything I bought and put on eBay, it would sell pretty quickly. I mean, it was the Wild West days of eBay is what they call it. And, back in the 90s, even I can imagine what it was like on eBay then. Of course, I wasn't involved at that point, but the mid 2000s, it was still really good. And, now, I mean, it's such a cutthroat business. I mean, there's so many more sellers than there used to be. And you just have to be very mindful in what you buy to resell. I mean, it's just, you have to be more knowledgeable on what you pick up. You can't just go out and for instance, Brooks Brothers dress shirts used to do really well for me. And now, I mean, I'm lucky to get $10 a piece for them. So.
Yeah, when you talk about having to be mindful, I tell you what, I bought almost anything when I first started, and I started a little over a year ago. And I remember like the first time I went sourcing, I bought from this lady. I've kind of bought some clothes from before on Facebook, and I saw that she had a whole bunch of stuff. So I was like, well, maybe I can get a whole bunch of stuff from her, with a good deal. And I bought a bunch of purses, shoes. She just had tons of it, and I got like tons of it for $60, which now I don't think is that great of a deal, but because I looked through some of it, but not all of it, and also not just with that, but also when I'd go to the Goodwill bins in Oklahoma City, I would just get any clothes that I thought were cute, anything that I would wear if they would fit me, or just anything like that. And I knew some of the good name brand stuff because I watch the YouTube videos, listen to podcasts, and all that stuff, and I'd look out for those too. But anything I thought was cute personally, I would get it and I'd try to sell it. And now I'm being way more picky, because it takes up so much time, and some of that stuff I've sold a lot of stuff, but at $10 a pop, I need to be making more, so I'm going through a whole bunch of it. I still have like all of it, the stuff I haven't sold yet, and so I'm going through a whole lot of it, and I'm just going to donate it, what I don't want to waste my time on. And I've got a lot of good stuff, especially a bunch of men's clothes I just recently got for free from my dad's friend that he just wanted to get rid of. And it's nice because he's one of those kind of richy people. He's not rich, but he's kind of one of those people that have just like too many clothes. My dad actually told me that instead of going up into his closet to get to change a shirt, he would just go buy a new one. So, so he has, and I got so many vintage clothes from him that like Christian Dior and kind of nice stuff, and a lot of Wrangler, Levi, and all look in brand new condition. So I want to spend most of my time on that kind of stuff because that stuff is selling. Anytime I list it, like it sells in the next day or pretty quick. So yeah, a lot of that other stuff I'm just going to donate. I'm not going to waste my time on it anymore. But I had to learn that the hard way.
Yeah. The thing is with my sourcing strategy, my average cost, especially with like, I tried the bins, and I go to the bins every once in a while. Like I pick up, every once in a while I'll go to the bins, just look around. Usually I leave with nothing, but sometimes I'll leave, like I bought a pair of Justin boots that sold for $70 for $1 at the bins. I found 2 men's neckties at the bottom of a bin, and both of them were Hermes neckties. One of them was like a Christmas Hermes necktie. I sold it for like $89 right before Christmas, and another one I sold for like $70 or $80, and I paid $1 each for them. So there's good stuff to find at the bins, but like, man, I do not like digging through there. I just don't like it. My back hurts after 3 hours of doing it. I'm just like, you know what? Screw this. I usually source from like the thrift stores. I'll go to, the thing with Goodwill is, I don't know if it's the same way up in the Tulsa area, but Goodwill has recently raised their prices here. And it seems like an annual thing where they're just continue raising their prices. So what I'm doing to combat my average cost is I'm going to Salvation Army on Wednesdays and picking up as much stuff as I can. I just spend the entire day in Salvation Armies because it's like $2. Like my last haul was $2.80 per item that I bought at Salvation Army. So that kind of offsets the cost of my normal Goodwill finds. So.
Yeah, I haven't gone sourcing in so long, but I am like really anxious to go to Salvation Army. The one in Mustang, I live in Yukon, and the one in Mustang shut down like when I was actually going to start going. But yeah, don't they have like 99-cent days or half off days or something like that?
Yeah, Salvation Army has on Mondays they have a 99-cent colored tag, and they're half off days on Wednesdays, half off all the clothing in the entire store. Now, throughout the week, they have a half off color clothing, but I usually just go on Wednesdays and just stock up as much as possible. I think not this past Wednesday. Well, this past Wednesday, I went to Salvation Army, just one store, and was able to get like 51 items. And the week before, I think was just over 100 items for 2 stores. So.
That's my go-to store.
Very nice. Very nice. Do what?
That's my go-to store. I go there just about every day.
Nice. I mean, well,
Every day.
Yeah.
The prices at the Salvation Army here are even higher than Goodwill on your normal day. Like I think there's like they were wanting $6 a shirt at $6. You'll see stuff that's anywhere priced between $6 and $10 all day long in the thrift store here. Yeah, it's Salvation Army.
Over here, I can tell you all the prices because I'm there just about every day. But, t-shirts 99 cents, all t-shirts. Hats 99 cents. Jerseys $2.99. Polos $4.99. Jackets between $6.99 to $24.99. So Wednesdays half off, 50 cents t-shirts. I mean, it's no brainer to go.
Oh yeah.
And I don't
see. It might be worth it to take or use the gas to go up there. And
yeah, it's crazy.
Julio gets some really good stuff.
That place is just full of stuff. And they're always changing racks. That's what I like.
Julio takes all the good stuff, so I have to go somewhere else.
Oh man, do you live in Tulsa, Tiffany?
Dude, I challenge Julio. I'm gonna come up there and we're gonna have a thrift war, brother.
Let's do it.
I'll let you go down the rack. I'll let you go down the rack, and then I'll go behind you and say, "Look what you missed."
Okay, and then I'll be behind you guys recording it.
That's awesome.
That would make it for a great YouTube video.
We got 2 of them too. So there's 2 Salvation Armies here. So
heck yeah, dude. That sounds like a great.
Hey, that might not be a bad idea for like a face-to-face meetup sometime.
Oh yeah.
That would be awesome.
I'm
always up for a challenge.
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm pretty sure you know way more than me though.
Nah. I mean, well, the thing is like when it comes to ball caps, dude, I don't know a single thing about those. I mean, the thing is like you know more than I do in like hats and more than I do in like knickknacks and toys. You pick up toys any chance you get. And like mostly all I deal with is clothing, men's and women's clothing. I mean, I pick up shoes every once in a while. I've got, I don't know, a pair of boots over there. Well, I actually have like 7 or 8 pair of shoes and stuff, but I just don't, I stick with clothing mostly. But I'd like to get involved in more than just clothing.
Yeah, I recently started doing sneakers, and I already right now I already sold 3 of them, and I got 2 that I did auctions on because they were like a little rough. There were some retro Jordans and some Converse with gorillas themed on it. So I started them off at $40 each, and I got bids on them already, and with a ton of watchers. Wow. So those shoes, I was looking them up. They're going anywhere from like $150 to $250. So I put them on because they have stains and they're kind of rough. So I put them as a project. That's usually what I put on the listing there as a project.
See, the hardest thing for me with sneakers is really just I don't know how to research them. Like I look at a pair of shoes and I'm like, it's a pair of shoes. I mean, how do I, how do I research this?
Nikes. I just learned this the other day on where normally where it says it's the size. There's a number right there, and you can Google that number, and it'll pop out. Like it'll give you the exact shoe. So
all right. So from here on out, I'm gonna check out every single pair of Nikes I see at the thrift store.
The Nikes. Yeah. Pumas and all the rest of them. I don't know. I'm still trying to learn because I'm just started getting into the shoes side.
Yeah, my 2 biggest profit areas are what I call women's comfort shoes or old lady shoes because I'm an old lady, and plush. So those are the 2 things that I can pick up every single day for next to nothing and easily make 25 to 30, if not more, on those items. So nice. I do a lot of clothes, as you can see, but I really started to try and focus a little more on the shoes and plush.
That's really cool.
Hey guys, real quick, I'm just now checking out the live chat, which I almost forgot. And Rose says hi to everybody. And let's see, we got, I'm probably not going to say this name right, but Tiari Johnson, she says hello. I don't think she's in our group. So it's just somebody that found our video, so that's cool.
I shared it on another on another group that we're gonna.
Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
So maybe.
And Jackie says hi, and she also makes a comment saying, "I'm trying to get away from clothes unless they make me a big return."
Clothes is big return.
So
most of it.
Can be.
Everything's a big return for you, Julio.
No, like I think 75% of my store is closed now. Like, I sell clothes just about every day. It really is a good but it does. It's time consuming because you have to do measurements, you know, all that. But I like doing clothes.
I do too. I make some good money off the clothes, and like I said, the recent men's clothes that I've been listing, been doing really good. Sold a sweatsuit set. It was, and I think I posted it. Yeah, I posted it in the group. It was Christian Dior. It was a vintage. Sold it for, it was either, $40. And again, I didn't pay anything for it. Shirts for, I actually had them up for 40, but they had sent me a message. I don't do best offer anymore, but if somebody sends me a message asking me if I'll lower the price, I'll do it a little bit, you know. And they actually said that they were victims of Harvey. They lower the price a little bit, so I lowered it. I think about $10, and then they bought him. So I mean, still, I got them for free and made $30 off of them. So
I want to shop.
But I like clothes.
I want to shop where you shop, Lisa, for free. I love it.
No, my dad's friend gave me a whole bunch of clothes that he was trying to get rid of.
Yeah.
Tulsa has a great network of, I don't know if you guys, the ones from Tulsa, have seen this, but there have been several large, really big swaps where you just bring in a bag and take as much as you want. And I've gotten some great stuff from those.
Oh.
What is that?
Oh.
Yeah, what's that?
So I think that's definitely, I think I've heard people saying it's catching on in more big cities to kind of put your feelers out there, that more and more of these charity groups are putting together these large swaps. So
yeah, I've heard of those.
To keep your eyes out.
Do you have any dates on that?
They just had one, and they haven't released another date. If I find the group that does it, I'll put it on the Facebook page.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's good. Yes, thank you.
Donate whatever is left behind. They donate to women in recovery, and it's literally truckloads of it. So, I mean, there's more than enough for everybody.
Wow.
Nice.
Exciting.
Yeah, I was gonna. I don't know. I think I've mentioned this before, but just if you guys don't know, flame-resistant clothing. I'm pretty sure maybe all of you guys know about that.
Oh yeah.
I remember you talking about it before.
Okay, yes, because I just want to throw it out there because that's there's places that you're required to wear that stuff to work. So, I mean, it's definitely has a big demand.
Oh yeah, around here in Texas especially, because oil and gas workers, that they have to wear that stuff.
It's mandatory. I used to work at a uniform place, and I couldn't walk in their place without having a flame resistant, any type of coveralls or whatever. So I know a lot about that stuff, just because I worked in it for so long.
Oh, dude, I found 2 Carhartt bibs at the thrift store at the Salvation Army. They were hanging up right in front of like the back room doors, like where they bring the stuff out. They were just hanging right there, and I was like, "Those are mine."
Yep, easy right there.
You know how Goodwill has a deal with Target? I think that the local Goodwill has done something with a uniform shop or military. The last several months I've been in, they have had just racks of new with tag uniforms of all different types. So that's why I'm thinking it's coming from a store. So if you're into that kind of area, that's something to look at, because I was really surprised. I mean, there were tons of them. Chef,
the one at the Southwest Boulevard?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, yeah. I've gotten quite a bit of stuff from there too, from like the flame resistant clothing.
Yeah.
So it's definitely a good place.
Yeah, so I think they must have worked something out with the local store, because I've been surprised at how much they've had.
Yeah.
So what do you think you sell most of, Julio? I know you got like so many. I cannot recall one item you have posted that does not look not cool.
Oh yeah, just sometimes the ugly stuff sells like even better, you know.
That's true.
If the stuff's out there, if it has more color or it's just it kicks you in the face kind of color, that's the stuff you want to get.
Like Robert Graham.
That stuff's just insane, man.
Oh yeah.
I seen those pair of pants you got, man.
Oh yeah. I picked up. Okay, so I don't know if anybody else saw them. I posted them on a different group actually. I picked up it was a pair of high 90s high-waisted jeans. They were made exclusively for Disney by Juju. 1990s, and like the front of the jeans are just all about Mickey Mouse and like Goofy and like the whole crew. I mean, they're absolutely insane. I think I looked them up on eBay. They're going for about $70 to $90.
Wow.
So. Nice.
Yeah. That's exactly right there. You know what I've noticed? I've been picking up like a lot of the local stuff. Over here we have the Tulsa Drillers, jerseys and stuff like that. And I picked up some and I listed them, and for some reason they've been selling it internationally. So if you guys, I find stuff like that all the time at the thrift stores.
So wait, local, like a local team. You said the Tulsa Drillers.
Yeah,
that stuff is selling internationally for you.
I've sold 3 of them already.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
That makes no sense to me.
I don't get it. I don't get it either.
Interesting. Maybe.
Well, I have a question before I forget. Jason said you have contracted some people to help you. Is that right?
Yes. I actually have one person contract to do photos and measurements for me. And what I do, because see, the way I have it broke down in my head exactly how much time it takes me per item. So I usually, when I go out and source, it usually takes me about an hour to source 10 items, give or take. And it takes me about an hour to photo and measure 20 items and an hour to actually list 20 items. So when you break that down, that's like, what is that? 4 hours for 20 items start to finish. But I'm outsourcing the photos and measurements because it saves me an hour. It's 25% of my time essentially. And I'm paying that person $1 per item. He comes to my house and he picks up all the clothing I picked up for 1 week. He takes it home. He photographs it, measures it, and I keep everything hung up on these H racks in my shop, and I keep them in order of the way I list them. And if you look at this, I just make a tag. It's got my SKU number on it, and then it's got
nice.
and then it's got the measurements right there. So I just keep it.
I like it.
I just put it in my custom SKU, the SKU number that I assign it. I put it in my custom SKU and I keep it all in order out in my shop. And when it sells, that's when I package it up, because I used to pre-pack everything after I listed it, but it would irritate the heck out of me when a buyer would ask a question. I got to take it out of the package, answer the question, put it back in the package. And then also it makes listing a lot faster, and you don't do any extra work until the item actually sells. So
yeah.
So yeah. So I mean that's probably the quickest way I can go about it. If I have photos and measurements already done, all of my time is spent sourcing for items and listing the items. And with listing, I mean, what I do is I type into eBay like what it is I have, find the most similar item, and I just hit sell similar, and I'll change any item specifics that need to be changed, drag the photos into the listing, paste my listing description, put in the measurements, and hit submit. That's it. It takes me, I can list 20 items in 1 hour that way.
Nice.
Wow. Yeah, I usually do that too, to sell similar as I possibly we can.
Yeah.
You know what? Doing that
Time is
has
money.
actually helped me get better titles because I had this one shirt that had it looked like a Charlie Sheen shirt that he would wear from 2.5 Men, and I would have never even thought to put that name in the title, but I did, and yeah, it sold the very next day. And it was brand new with tags too. It was really nice. But yeah, doing the sell similar or looking for them like that really helps me with my titles too.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I've got
Hey, real quick question. Jackie Chavez, she asked if anybody else is located in the OKC metro area, which I'm in Yukon. So anybody else in the Oklahoma City area or?
Yeah, I'm in the Bridge Creek area, so I'm probably only about 20 minutes south of you, honestly.
Okay. And Tiffany, where are you located?
I'm in Tulsa.
Okay. Oh, we got a few Tulsa people now. Got some competition, Julio.
I know.
Yeah, I don't think you should worry. Man, he's so good.
There's some guys in there when I walk in. They're like they already know too, and I can see them. I can eyeball them as soon as I walk in. They're like, yeah, about to get.
Yeah.
There's at least 4 guys I know for sure are doing the same thing I'm doing. Except there's some of them are rookies because they keep looking at their phone, you know.
Yeah.
Hey now. Hey now.
I'm just waiting for
well,
the
hey,
day.
yeah, I do that too, but I try to be all secretive about it. I'm like, go under my jacket. Yeah.
I'm not gonna lie, I do that every once in a while on certain items.
I have a question. I don't know if anybody will be able to answer, but I know like when I first started, some name brands like J. Crew and Anthropology and Lululemon or Lululemon, however you pronounce it, Pink from Victoria's Secret were really big sellers. And I still have a couple Pinks and Lululemons that are those. And I heard that like J. Crew is not really that big of a deal anymore. I guess it depends on what kind of item you get. What name brands do you guys look for?
Oh man. Well,
these days, where do I start?
yeah, really. I mean, okay. So the thing is with anything, I'm a firm believer that every single brand has something that sells well. Okay, like for instance, Juju jeans. Okay, you probably couldn't sell them at all. Really, I mean, they're maybe the like the more vintage stuff, maybe the high-waisted jeans possibly, but like for instance those Disney jeans that I found, there's something else other than the brand Juju that is associated with them, and that brings value to it. Massive. But I mean the thing is J. Crew, like your normal run-of-the-mill men's J. Crew shirts aren't going to sell very well. But if you find a J. Crew chambray work shirt, like a lot of the J. Crew stuff that has value will say on the tag, like it has a style name to it, and you can look up that style name on eBay. Like I look at stuff on my phone while I'm sourcing. I'm not at all intimidated with what anybody thinks. I don't care, But
yeah.
I mean, if you just look up the stuff that you're unsure of on your phone when you're in the thrift store, you have all the information right there with you. There's no reason to make a bad purchase. But
wait a minute. So you say you look up the style number on eBay?
Well, it'd be like the style name, like it'll say J. Crew chambray work shirt. And
okay, I thought you meant the number. I was like, I've never done that before.
Well, Kabi, like women's brand Kabi, I don't know if I'm saying that right, but yeah, it has style numbers on it, and you just type in the say Kabi, and then just type in the style number, and it'll pull it up immediately. So there's a lot of stuff in Kabi that used to sell very well that doesn't sell worth a heck anymore, and Kabi has recently came out with a new line. Essentially, they've got a newer style tag and stuff like that. That stuff actually has value to it.
Yeah, I've got a pretty cool Kabi. I guess it's a jacketish kind of thing, and it's really cool. Like the buttons, the way they are, you can button them in different ways, and it makes a different kind of ruffles in the front. And I can't sell it for crap. I mean, I guess I might have too high of a price because when I looked up that brand, it looked like it was a high selling brand, and this was a little bit about a year ago. And I need to relist it because it's drowned out now. But I was really surprised. I thought it would sell pretty quick because what I found on eBay and on Google, I always check eBay and Google, but mostly eBay. And it looked like it was like a high selling item. And this is a really cute top, but I couldn't get it to sell. So, but that was also back when I was kind of still learning. And I think, I don't know, the things that I'm posting now, like I said, I think I'm going to still list that one because it's so cute, but there's a lot of things that I'm just getting rid of and not going to waste my time on. That's not one of them.
I mean, with women's clothes, like I'll pick up, there was a brand that I didn't have a clue about the other day. I was in a thrift store and I looked it up because I mean, the quality, it just felt really nice and it looked really nice. The quality was, and the brand is Barefoot Dreams. Never even heard of it, but it was like this women's like sweater, and I looked it up, and I mean, shoot, the thing was selling for $60, and then, I mean, like literally every single one of them that had been posted were selling. So I mean, it was just a high success rate and for really good money. But as far as like women's stuff, Eileen Fisher, I'll pick up practically anytime I see it. It sells well. And St. John, not St. John's Bay, but St. John is another high-end designer brand. If you find like the long cardigans or whatever, like the jackets, those sell really well. Like the Santana knit jackets. I found 3 of them at a Goodwill in one day, and all 3 of them sold for over $100. So,
wow.
So I mean, there are a few brands that I look out for on a consistent basis. Lafayette 148, the silk tops do very well, and some of the pants do. Lululemon, anything Lululemon has a really high sell-through rate, and it sells for pretty good money, especially this time of year because everybody's getting back into their active lifestyle. So.
And I do think I do things completely differently. I mean, just like listening to, like, I am super picky about Eileen Fisher. Most of it just sits in my store. I will not pick up Lululemon. I won't. It just doesn't do that well for me. My way of doing it is I like to not pay more than $250 for an item unless it's going to be up in the hundreds. And my aim is to get at least 25 profit, not net, but profit out of that item. And so when I go, I don't hit a lot of the big thrift stores. For one thing, Julio's probably already taken it all. To a lot of the small charity shops. A lot of these places run daily sales where they get rid of things for $1. And a lot of rich old ladies donate to these places. So I frequent them on my lunch hours and after work. And I go by feel a lot. I spend most of the time looking at my phone. I want to walk out of there with 90% of the stuff I've never heard of. That's kind of what I go in there thinking, because I know there's not going to be as big a market. And so I go by feel, how the item is put together. And I learn a lot of new brands that way. You know, I look for little hints. Is it cashmere? Like I'm even picky about St. John's. I'll pick up St. John's cashmere, or a suit, something like that. But, you know, I look for what is it made out of? Where is it made out of? And then that tells me if I want to bother looking it up on my phone. I don't pick up J. Crew unless it's Black Label.
Unless it's Black Label, is that what you said?
Yeah, Black Label, J. Crew, or new with tags, you know, and even then I can be a little bit picky. But I also, like I said, I sell a lot of shoes, and I'm just kind of an all opportunity kind of gal. You know, last night I picked up a couple beer steins because, you know, I knew that they were going to sell for, you know, $100. So If it's there, I grab it, but I am pretty picky about the clothes. I didn't used to be. I grabbed everything, and now I hire a couple teens to do pictures. I have them do pictures of mainly pants, things that I picked up for 50 cents to $1, because I also pay them $1 a piece, for each item. So that bumps up my price to, maybe $2 max. And so those items that I know that are selling for like $15, $25 that I'm kind of getting away from, I have them take those pictures, because I maybe have 1 to 2 hours every night to dedicate to eBay and Poshmark. So that saves me a lot of time.
Speaking of Poshmark, I've actually considered jumping on there and was just curious. Do you see kind of equal sales on Poshmark as you do on eBay?
Yes.
I don't put as much time. Go ahead. You were saying something.
Oh, I love Poshmark.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Do you sell on Poshmark, Rebecca?
Oh, yeah.
Or you just love shopping there?
I almost gave up on eBay completely and just stuck with Poshmark because I was doing so well on that. But I don't know. Julio's kind of encouraged me to start listing. And so I'm trying to list 10 a day back on eBay. So I'm just going to make it or break it. I told my husband we'll do it for about a month and just see about eBay, see if our sales pick up on eBay. And if not, then I may just completely pull out of eBay and just go Poshmark completely. So,
see, I wish that there was like a way to like cross post everything that you have on eBay on Poshmark, but just like the click of a button. I wish it wasn't like so difficult.
Yeah, you can't do that, but I do cross post. So.
Well, see, like with I did Bonanza for a little while, and that with the click of a button transfers all your eBay stuff over there. So that was cool. But I made one sale, and I don't know, it just didn't really work out. I didn't really give it that much of a chance. But Poshmark, I wanted to say this one thing about Poshmark. I quit Poshmark for a little while because of this. I had 2 sales. And about the same time, and I was shipping them out. And I've never even done this on eBay, but I accidentally shipped the wrong item to the wrong person. And and I was like, oh my gosh, I'm so sorry. I was trying to get it to where, it would. Well, what ended up happening was Poshmark does not have a customer service phone number. They have an email, but they say if you email them more than once, then they'll put you like lower on the queue, I guess, because they don't want to be, harassed by you, I guess. But I could not. One lady, she had a wedding to go to, and I told her, well, if I can get this done in time, I can get this item to you. She had it was a Michael Kors purse, and she wanted it for a wedding that she was going to. And I said, well, I can get this back to you, if I, and both people were willing to work with me. Like, they were very understanding, and they were just like, I just want my item. And I was like, that's fine. And I was trying to figure out how to get it sent back to me, or if they can just send it to each other. And I could not get Poshmark to answer at all whatsoever. And what they ended up, like, I think it was a month or 2 later, Poshmark, I got a message from Poshmark. One lady, she was able to send me back the item, because she actually, what is it called? She pushed a button to where it said, hey, this was a problem. The other lady, she had already like said the item was great, like gave me a good review, but I don't know why, but she had the wrong item. And so because she already gave me a good review, it already paid me. And I mean, it was just a hassle. And she ended up, I don't know. I think she kept the purse. They let me keep the money, and then they gave her back the money. But it just made me so angry that I could not take care of my customers, because Poshmark did not have customer service, or a phone number to call or anything. So I quit them for a while. I took everything off of my Poshmark. But recently I started slowly adding things back on. I will say, when I first started Poshmark, I sold purses like crazy. Like, those are the best things I sold on Poshmark, was purses. I had Louis Vuitton, I had some Coach purses, which, I mean, I'm completely out of because they sold so fast. But clothes I'm kind of slower at getting stuff sold. But Tiffany and Rebecca, you said you sell on Poshmark. Do you have to do the follow and share? Do you guys spend a lot of time doing that to get your items out there? You know what I mean?
Go
Yeah,
for
I
it.
mean, it's a pain. But I said it's a pain. The sharing thing is a pain, but I try to do it, you know, my downtime, lunch breaks. I actually pay my 10-year-old $5 a week to share at night. So
Okay.
because she loves
That's a
being on the
secret.
screen and looking at the clothes. So,
Man,
but
I need to
me,
think about that.
yeah,
That's a good idea.
$5 is well invested. But I only have about 100 active listings on Poshmark. For me, I put everything on eBay first, and I give it
Yeah, me
like a
too.
week sometimes, and then I cross post when I get around to it. Like I said, I only have 100 items on Poshmark, but it's an easy $200 or $300 extra a month for me. So it's been worth it. I don't, you know, sweat it too much. I'm not on there day and night, but I find because I sell a lot of shoes, shoes do really well on Poshmark because you have to remember that Poshmark has the one shipping price.
Yeah.
And that ends up being a really good deal for people, you know, as opposed to what it would cost to ship a pair of boots on eBay. You know, it's only what, 5 something, I can't remember, 6 something on
Like
Poshmark.
$6.
Yeah. So it ends up being a good deal, especially if they can bundle the items together, which I like that aspect of it. I also like that I can, you know, they can put it in their, whatever it's called. I can't think right now, their closet or whatever, and you can make an offer to them. So it's kind of like you're pursuing them. I like that part of it. So my goal is to kind of try to build my Poshmark a little bit more.
Okay. That's given me some good idea about putting more shoes because I've got a lot of shoes and they're so cute. And
That's
I'm
probably-
really surprised they haven't really sold on eBay. But yeah, Poshmark I can see how that would work out, especially with the shipping. And, you know, a lot of women shop on Poshmark for fashion. That's a very fashionable thing, shoes.
And it's great for your lots too, for those reasons. If you have a bunch of size 6 jeans and you can put them together because it saves for the shipping.
And another aspect of Poshmark I do like is that they take out your fees immediately. I wish eBay would do that with every sale that you have. They take out your fees. I don't like getting an invoice once a month.
Oh, no. What you can remedy that by like every day or every other day, just go into your account and make a one-time payment.
I make a payment every time something sells. I just make the payment right there and then. But I mean, I didn't do that when I first started. I know it sounds silly, but that's just how I keep track of I'm already bad with money as so.
Well, also when you're
that works
listing,
best for me.
It's nice because Poshmark tells you, like, as you're listing, before you ever actually list it, play around. They're like, this is what your earnings will be if you know, put for 20, and so you can move it up and down.
Yeah, that's cool too. I just wish they had better customer service. That's all. So Julio, have you thought about going on Poshmark yourself? You're on mute.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I've never, I need to learn a lot about that then, because I have never even thought about Poshmark or any other place, to tell you the truth.
Well, you do so well on eBay. I don't see why you would think about.
Yeah, it's been slow this month. It's been kind of slow these couple weeks, but it's gonna. But it's also I haven't been listening as much too, so that could be it.
And what about you, Jason? Do you post anywhere else on on any other platforms?
I'm sorry. Oh, okay.
Jason,
I'm sorry.
Do you sell on any other platforms?
No, I put like 12 or 15 items on Poshmark over the course of like 2 hours one evening, and I was just like, man, this is a lot of work. This is a lot of work. And the thing is like I actually sold one of those items, and I shipped it out, and it worked out fine. But the problem with me is like I wish that there was like some type of software where it could just like take my eBay listings and cross-post it to Poshmark. If I could do that, man, I'd just be adding everybody and their dog to Poshmark, trying to get more followers and stuff like that. But I just don't have the time in the day to do more than just eBay. I mean, I have a different job as well. And I spend probably close to 25, 30 hours on eBay weekly. I just don't, I can't. I mean, eBay is my baby and I'm going to pretty much stick with it. So.
Hey, quick question. Jackie asks on here, do you all do this full time? And I know Tiffany said she has another job. You got another job too, right, Jason?
Yeah.
Is that what you just said?
Yeah, both of them. I mean, this is like this is my secondary job. The other one's a contract job. I can work it whenever I please type deal. But okay. I utilize both of them to make ends meet.
I know Julio does this full time, right?
Full time, and I play music, so I'm busy just about every weekends, and so that's where. And then sometimes during the day, like, hey, we got a 2-hour gig here. Let's go. Okay, let's go. That's what I love about doing this is I got the free time to do it. But I do dedicate, like Jason said, 30 to 40 hours a week usually on eBay. Sometimes even more.
Yeah, that's one of the cool things about doing eBay too, is that you can also do whatever else you want. Like, I really like video editing, graphic design, and I mean, I'm not doing any of that professionally right now, but I could be. And Rebecca, do you still work? You work full time, don't you?
I do work full time, and one of the things that bothers me really bad in Tulsa is all their thrift stores close. They pull up their sidewalks at 6:30, 7 o'clock. I close to South Oklahoma City at 9 o'clock at night, after work. So
that's how Julio gets all that good stuff.
Yes, I work until 5 times 6 o'clock at night. So by the time I'm out of there, I barely even have time to get home and get anything listed or stuff like that. So yeah, I'm going through withdrawal, and I just told my husband, I said, I gotta go this morning. I gotta go. So I went over I went over to the honey hole over there that's open just a couple of days a week, thrift store off 21st, and they had a bunch of stuff 50 cents for jackets and jeans and stuff. So
yeah,
I did pretty good. So I'm excited. I got it out of my system.
The good thing about me, I just pretty much get guys' clothes because I don't know much about women's clothes. So I've gotten I do go through the women's aisles, but I just kind of just look at stuff, and if I see something that catches my eye, I'll pick it up. But I mostly do men's clothes, just because I don't know what the high-waisted stuff is or none. I just don't.
Heads up, Quality Thrift stays open till 9.
Yep. Oh yeah. Yep.
Hold on. What?
Yep.
Where's that?
Quality Thrift, 51st in Peoria. Yeah.
And then there's one on 31st and Mingo.
Oh man.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
That's the Thrifties.
Yeah. Oh yeah. That's what you're right. And I go there once in a while. Their prices are a little high for me.
That's shoes. That's a good spot for shoes.
51st in Peoria, and then what was the other one?
31st in Mingo.
Mm-hmm. I think those are the only two that stay open late.
Yeah, I think so too.
Man, that's crazy because here the Goodwills and a lot of the other thrift stores here in Oklahoma City are open till 9 o'clock.
Oh, I know.
All day long.
I used to put them out.
That's awesome. Yeah, I think over here Salvation Army closes at 7 and Goodwill closes at 6.
Mm-hmm.
So
yeah, the Goodwill in Yukon, I've been in there before. Like, I saw people in there, and this was just before Christmas, so I don't know if it was because of that or not. But I looked at the sign and it said they close at 9, but there's still people in there, and it was 9 o'clock. And I was like, my daughter's like, should we go ahead and go in? I was like, well, they're not kicking anybody out. Let's go. And they just let us keep shopping. I mean, I don't know if they have like holiday hours or whatever, but they didn't post them, so they just kept letting us shop.
Yeah, I was gonna ask you guys, how long do you let a thing set in your store, or do you have a time limit on some of your stuff that you have up there?
Like before you change the price, or what?
Or before you, like, I've had stuff that's probably been there like a year and a half already, and that still has not sold. Yeah, that's what I was thinking about doing too, just donating it.
Well, okay. The way I do things a lot differently than probably any other seller. And I use an eBay third-party tool called Price Spectre. And what I utilize Price Spectre for is I continually lower the price of my items on a daily basis. So I have it set to lower my items price 1% per day. And I advertise that in my listing description. And so with that, I'm seeing a lot more followers on my items. If the price is too high for them, they'll wait for it to be more affordable and then they'll make the purchase. And with that, you know, I currently have 462 items up, and over 200 of them have watchers. And what happens is once the price just continually drops 1% per day. Once it reaches $12.99, it stops dropping in price. And once that 30-day listing ends at $12.99, I'll relist it the following Sunday at $4.99 plus $5 shipping in a 7 or 10-day auction ending the following Sunday. And if it doesn't sell at that point, I'll just put it on the back burner. I'll just put it on a separate rack. I'll just delete the listing, put it on a separate rack, and then eventually I'll get to sorting through that and lotting things up and relisting items in lots or just donating it back. The key here with my strategy is to always have my inventory turning. Either it's going to sell or it's not going to sit on eBay for longer than 3 or 4 months and just become stale, because eBay doesn't like that. eBay's algorithm likes to see, you know, things moving, things changing, and that's really the reason why I do that. Plus, it creates a little bit of a sense of urgency for any buyers that say like buyers can see how many watchers are on your listing. So if there's more than one watcher, you know, it'll create a sense of urgency to anyone that's actually serious about buying it. So
good, man. That's what I need to do, because I have 1,400 listings, but before I started, I mean, I did like just like everybody, I don't know, just started picking stuff and this, and now I'm trying to look for quality instead of quantity, because but I do I have everything set up for 30 days. So when I relist them, I do sell similar, not unless it has watchers, then do the relisting. But I need to get some of this inventory out of here because it's been just there for that long.
Do you ever lot anything, Julio?
I haven't. I have some hats that I lot because I have over 150 hats here. Like, so I need to do some of the hats, maybe like just start doing that.
That's something that I have done too. With some of those clothes that I said I don't want to waste time on. If I could see that I've got, you know, they're really good condition, just kind of, is there something in my hair? There is. Anyways, if they're in really good condition, they're just not, you know, they're kind of cheap shirts or something. And I've got a whole bunch of them. I'll just lot them together and sell them. I've sold some things like that before.
Do you guys?
But sometimes it's just not worth it, and I'm like, donate.
Yeah, I have a pile of stuff that I'm going to donate actually here on the side. Do you guys do free shipping or charge for shipping?
I do free now.
I charge.
Charge?
I charge.
I do free.
To have a restocking fee, I would charge for shipping, and I would make the buyer pay for returns, you know, if it's not my fault. But I can't remember what dawned on me to do this, but I decided to take off all of my restocking fees and, you know, say that, you know, put on all free shipping. And of course I raise my prices to make sure that I'm making profits. And so no restocking fee, I pay for returns and free shipping. I don't know if I already said that, but so, and I feel like I'm getting more sales that way, because even when I don't list, I still get sales. And I think that would just make people, and I'm not saying, you know, everybody should do it that way, but I feel like that makes my customers, I feel like personally that they are not scared away from my stuff anymore, you know, especially when I'm selling a lot of clothes, you know. I mean, I had this one lady buy 2 pairs of jeans from me. I had the measurements in there. They're the same size, whatever. And one of them didn't fit her right. you know, and I posted this in the group the other day, but she wanted to do a return on one, and this is before I changed everything. And she was like, never mind, because it's going to cost me more to return it. And I told her that I would take off the restocking fee and I would pay for the shipping, or she can buy another product and I'll give her another one, a second one for free. So she decided to go with that. But I just feel like that has probably scared a lot of my customers away from my sales because, you know, I had all those. Now, I think a lot of buyers probably don't even pay attention to some of that, you know, like if the returns are free or if they charge a restocking fee, because most people are like, if somebody does buy from me, I've had it before where they buy from me, and then when they want to return something, they're like, oh, there's a restocking fee, never mind, you know. Which back then I liked. I was like, good, well, I'm not going to waste any money. But I think I really do want to make sure I have happy customers, you know.
Yeah, I mean, at the end of the day, like as far as returns, like I let somebody return it because it was the wrong shade of color. You know, I mean, I let people return for any reason at all.
Yeah.
And I think that just, you know, to me, that's like superior customer service. And on top of that, you know, if it's a flaw in the item that makes it unsellable, I won't even ask for it to be returned. I'll just refund their money and tell them they can keep it, they can redonate it, they can use it as a rag, because you know, there's no sense in them paying the return shipping or even me paying the return shipping to get an item back that I'm not going to be able to ultimately resell anyways. So
yeah,
that's what I do pretty much the way Jason's doing it, except for the old inventory, which I'm going to get on it now.
So I offer 60-day returns.
Yeah.
Don't really question anything. I take all returns. I used to do free shipping and realized it didn't really make a difference. So I charge shipping now. I drop the price of all my items by 5 cents every Friday. Kind of also helps me see how long something has been in. And then if I just get tired of looking at it, I will put it on an auction because I never use all of my auctions. So that's how I use my auction numbers, getting rid of stuff that way. But I always make sure that I put it on Poshmark first, because I could not tell you how many items I have just sitting in eBay and no one's even looking at it. And I put it on Poshmark and it sells in 2 days. So if it's sitting stagnant in both areas, then I will put it on auction. But I do that dropping the 5 cents every week. I don't know if this is for real, but I've heard that can kind of then boost your ratings because it's refreshing the item.
You do what? And it refreshes the item?
I just go through and automatically lower the price of every item in my store by 5 cents every Friday.
Okay.
Do you guys run sales?
Yes.
No sales.
I would, but I don't have a store right now. I went back to just no store for now. I'm building myself back up to that.
I run stores almost daily, or stores. I run sales almost daily, anywhere, depending on my mood, from 10% usually to 30%. And with a random, every blue moon, I'll throw in some things for a 50% sale.
I have sales I have a sale every Tuesday. Maybe like 4 going at the same time. I make them last a week and I do it again. And it does increase my sales a lot, but that's the way I've been doing it here lately.
Do any of you guys use promoted listings? I know that I actually have all of my listings and promoted listings at a 5% fee structure. I was just curious to know if any of you guys use promoted listings for your items.
I do.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. I do. I don't leave them on though. I constantly go in and cancel it and redo it. At first I was just leaving it like for any amount of time, and I would see it drop significantly how much I was getting traffic wise. So I started going in and I would cancel that promotion and start a new one.
Huh. Okay. That's interesting.
I've never done that either.
What percentage do you guys pay to eBay for your promoted listings?
I have mine set at 7%.
I don't do percent. I go through each item, which I know sounds crazy because it takes a long time, but I have a dollar amount I'm willing to pay for certain items. So I go through and I handpick each one because I'll find some things, especially like plush, that I guess there's just not a high market on, and I can crank it all the way up to the top and still only be paying like, you know, a small amount of what I'll get back.
Does it make a difference when you do that? Can you tell? Like when
I go up higher?
Yeah.
Yeah, it does. Oh. Unfortunately.
Oh.
So far,
yeah, you got to pay to play.
Yeah. So far, I haven't had a lot of out of pocket because, you know, they give you, what was it, $35? I don't remember how much they give you. So it's not been super significant.
Oh, okay. I'm going to try that. I haven't tried that either. So, I mean, I'm willing to try anything.
Well, that's me. I'm always messing around with it. I'm like, let's try this and see what happens.
Yeah.
Hey, and we get to learn from it. Yay.
I actually have all of mine set at 5%, and it in the promoted listings dashboard, it shows how many items in the past 31 days have sold using promoted listings. And strangely, let me see. I'm trying to find this real quick. The last 31 days. Where is it? So orders. I have sold using the promoted listings 110 items in the last 31 days at a 5% rate. And my total in 31 days was 300. I've sold 300 items in 31 days. So 110, it's about 33% of my sales are coming from promoted listings.
Wow.
That works.
Yeah.
I think they're doing something different because originally it seems like I wasn't getting any response from it. And then recently it seems like I'm getting more and more sales from the promoted.
Yeah, like I sold 10 items yesterday, and 8 of those 10 came from promoted listings.
Wow.
Damn, that's good.
And it scares me to turn it off, because if that's the case, would I have only made 2 sales yesterday? I mean, it scares the hell out of me.
Yeah.
And you can only do promoted listings when you have a store, right?
Yeah.
I believe so.
I'm getting motivated. You guys are motivating me. I like this promoted talk.
How many active listings do you have?
Currently I only have 63.
60.
I had a store before, long story, but I had over 700 items, and they kind of had a glitch in my store, and I kind of had to start all over. But I've also been having some surgeries done and all that fun stuff, so I haven't been working as much, but I'm starting to get, like I kind of redid another room in my house, this room in here, to take some pictures and kind of getting more organized and kind of renewing my game, if you will. So I got to get it back up there.
Yeah, it might be worth it to look into a basic store. I think it's only like $20 a month or something close to that. And I think you get, promoted listings availability and stuff like that. So it's worth it at that point.
Those promoted listings, when I first started having a basic store, I actually went up to a premium store before, and it was worth it because I was actually, like I said, I had over 700 items. So I was kind of paying for itself when I, wasn't paying for any listings and all that stuff. But right now, with only 63 listings, I kind of was like, I don't want to pay a monthly fee. I just want to pay it whenever something sells. But now that you guys are talking about all this promoted listings and they're actually working, it's very much motivating me. So I want to get my listings up there, and I think I'm going to probably get a basic store soon.
Because it may be, you may be paying almost the same if you get the store, because you get those free listings, so many free listings to do.
That's true.
So it could be just.
No, I'm not paying for listings.
Oh,
I
okay.
don't know why, but they keep giving me like deals. Like every week they're like, hey, get this many free listings. And even when it runs out, I'm still not paying for listings. I don't question it. I just go with it.
I got it. This is so surprising. I have to share this with you guys. I'm going to share my screen. I have to share this with you. This just happened. This just happened. Let me share my screen. Look at this. This blows my mind. Okay, look right here. This pair of Christian Dior Hami jeans that I found sold for $194.46.
Nice.
These jeans sold for nearly $195 just now.
How much did you pay for them?
Like $5 or $6.
Oh,
That's awesome.
congratulations! That's amazing.
Thank you.
What is the brand on them?
Christian Dior Hami, I think I don't know how you say it. Hami, Homme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, and they're not really in the greatest condition. They're a little faded, but they're black, and they're meant to have, just the distress on them. Destroyed is what I called it. But yeah, surprisingly, they sold for a lot of money.
That is awesome. This is the reason I do this business.
Wow. And we got it live here on YouTube. That's awesome.
Yeah.
So many other ideas that we could talk about and so many other questions, but it's been an hour and 15 minutes now, so I guess we could wrap it up. My daughter's bugging me to come hang out with me because I'm cool, but it was really, really great to meet you guys. Is there anything else you wanted to talk about or to leave on a note before we get off here?
No, I'm just glad to see you back at it, Lisa.
Thank you. I'm glad to be back at it. I had a sour attitude about it for a little while, but I'm back in the game, and 2018 is positive for me. I'm just going to be positive about everything from now on.
There you go.
That's good.
All right. Well, thank you guys so much for coming on. I was so excited to hear y'all's stories, and I know that there's so much more to hear about too. So, I was going to ask y'all real quick. I was thinking about doing these meetups. Like we could do one either every Saturday or every other Saturday. I don't want to just do once a month. What do you guys think? Would you once a week or every other week? What would you guys think?
I think every other week would be good. That way we've got, a little more to talk about. From one week from one meetup to the next, we've got more in experiences that over 2 weeks rather than just one.
Gives you more time.
I agree.
Yeah.
Give us a topic to discuss for each. If we come up with a certain topic, and that way we can have something ready to be able to present during the talk.
I can do that, and I did that before, but it just ends up that we talk about everything, which is fine.
Yeah.
I mean, I've learned so much. Like every meetup that we've had, like with Rebecca, I remember when she first came on, I learned about how she Twitters, and ever since then, I know I've gotten a bunch of sales and a lot more views from Twittering my items. And man, these meetups are they're just golden.
Yeah.
They're full of knowledge, and I'm so glad you guys came on here. Thank you so much. And I will set up an event for us to do this again in 2 weeks. Sound good?
Awesome.
Awesome.
Right. Awesome. All right. Well, you guys have a great weekend and the rest of your day, okay?
See ya.
Hey, you too.
Bye.
Yeah.